Hi guys, and greetings from beautiful Stockholm. The city is absolutely beautiful, as you can see, and good to get a little break. Looking at the markets recently, it was definitely worth it to escape the red week we had the last couple of days. And so always good to go traveling, especially now that we can again. I really appreciate that. And it's funny, actually, I thought to myself, we always talk about investing and what to invest in, and the cheesy saying is invest in yourself, and that means travel as well. And if you ask yourself, did you ever actually regret any travel you did? Probably not. It doesn't matter how much you spend. In the end, you're gonna have amazing memories from it, right? You're gonna have short-term joy by being there, and you're gonna have long-term memories and just experience that you make by traveling, getting smarter, getting wiser. And that's why I love investing in travel, right? Especially when you don't know what else to invest in. I think that's always a safe bet. Anyhow, today I want to talk to you about not being loyal. Now, hear me out. With regards to being loyal, of course, when it comes to your relationship, your partner, you want to be loyal. So I'm not saying anything about that. But when it comes to investments, especially what the last few weeks, months have taught us, a lot of people get hung up on sticking to investments even when they know it's not a good one. And at some stage, you have to take the leap and be able to cut ties. And here I want to mention two things. One is the investment class that you invested in. It can be a stock, it can be crypto, whatever it is. So that's one thing. And the second thing is the investment platform, the vehicle, your brokerage, your exchange, your platform, whatever it is. So those are the two things you need to be critically looking at and regularly re-evaluating. So firstly, the asset class. And here, for most people, that's going to be their stocks or crypto, I suppose. And here, a good example has been the crash of Luna recently. A lot of people have been invested in Luna for several months and really started building up a big position. That's totally fine, right? I mean, it looked like a potentially good investment strategy. However, now that we've seen it tank, basically completely lose its value, I still see so many people had conviction in it and kept on investing because they thought it might go up again. And maybe it will. Personally, I doubt so. And that's why it's important to, at some stage, just understand that this investment has failed and it's time to move on. And a lot of people, they can't get over this hurdle to let go and move on. Personally, one example for me was Palantir, which I invested in. Not a lot of money, but still quite a bit of money. When I started investing, it was the hot stock. Everybody talked about it. I saw YouTubers talking about it and financial news, etc. So it looked really promising. The idea behind it is huge. And who knows, maybe in 10 years down the line, I will pinch myself for having sold early. Personally, I just didn't have much conviction about the stock anymore. Plus, I didn't really have love about it. So I started researching less. I started feeling less excited about the earnings because I was just like, I'm not really feeling it. So I could have just hang in there and, kept it going and ride out the wave. And as I said, maybe it will come back one day. Who knows? But personally, I decided to just call it quits, admit that I was wrong with this and move my funds elsewhere where it can appreciate more in value and where I'm really excited about it, where I want to learn more about the company or the coin and be part of it. And that's what I'm saying. Don't be overly loyal to investments. Know when to change sides and when to move on. And that's super important. Of course, mostly we talk about buy and hold, and that's why I'm talking about loyalty for the long term. But in order to do so, you have to have long-term conviction in a stock or coin. Otherwise, it's going to be hard to hold for a couple of years. I think it's very important that you really feel strong about a particular investment class that you're going to invest every single month into the future. And also don't forget, companies change, right? I mean, let's look back a couple of years ago. Nokia used to be the Apple back then, right? It was the biggest company, technology forward. All the phones were from Nokia. So you could have continued investing and saying, no, I believe in it. It's always going to be the biggest phone manufacturer in the world. Well, guess what? Times change. Technology evolves. So if you're not part and excited about a company, you stop reading about them, learning about them, and you would miss that they're falling behind. And as such, your investment would go down over time. So if you're so stuck on your investment and never decide to pivot, you're going to be potentially losing out big time. Even though in the past you had a good time, at some stage things will change. That's for sure. Change is the only constant in life. That's why I think don't be too loyal, too stuck up on your investment. Always keep a lookout what else is happening. What are the macroeconomic factors impacting the overall industries and trends in that investment class? Another example from my side, what I recently did was moving away from crypto.com Kronos coin into another coin, meaning Nexo and Bitcoin, because I just didn't see the long-term potential of crypto.com anymore following the recent changes they did. So I said, okay, I better pivot now rather than later when it's too late. My value dropped by half or what knows even more. So that's why I made sure I move early and I can capitalize on gaining in other asset classes. And as I mentioned, the second part here is very important, being platform agnostic, meaning you don't want to be locked into any single platform. With stockbrokers, traditionally that's been very difficult to move to another stockbroker. But this is also changing, and now you can quite easily move around your entire portfolio. And that's really good because you don't want to be in a position where you have to sell your entire holdings, pay tax on it, and then rebuy them potentially at a higher price at another stockbroker. So it's very important that you make sure you have this ability to transfer your stock account entirely to another brokerage if you so wish, because things change, right? Other brokerages may offer you better prices, may may offer you better conditions. So you don't want to be locked into one brokerage, which is good for this year, but who knows, 2-3 years down the line, things change. I mean, I started off with Revolut, which I thought was amazing, but then later on I learned about ETFs and learning about margins when I buy stocks, the difference between the bid and ask price. So I moved to interactive brokers, and that wasn't really a very seamless experience. So that's why for me, in the future, I always pay attention to, of course, safety, security, features, but also the fact how easy I can move my funds if I so wish. Because while they might offer you commission-free trading, if you had to sell all your portfolio and pay tax on it just to move to a new brokerage, I mean, that's the real expense to you that you don't see, but it will hit you. So being able to transfer, super, super important. And the same, of course, is true for crypto exchanges. Here, it's even easier actually to exchange, because these days with tokens on the blockchain, you can very simply, with a click of a button, within seconds, transfer your entire holdings to another platform. But there's also things to watch out, because a lot of them, they actually lock you into the platform. Such was the case with Crypto.com, because there you have to basically stake and lock up some of your tokens, the Kronos token, in order to get higher benefits, which, you know, is fine. I understand they have to make money also. But the lockup period here is 180 days. So in many cases, when now they made changes to their platform, the price of the coin plummeted. People wanted to get out. They couldn't, because they were locked in. And that's really, I think, a really bad and dangerous part. So for me, I'm very mindful of this, even when it comes to staking rewards, because naturally, the longer you stake your currency, the higher reward is, which, you know, is tempting, right? Everybody wants to get higher staking rewards and interest payment on their currency. I mean, why wouldn't you? But of course, it also comes at a downside, because the longer you lock it up, the less likely and flexible you are in transferring your funds out. Because again, if we had a crash that we had recently in the last few days and the price of the coins drops significantly and you would be locked in a 1, 2, 3 months staking period, you can't do anything. You're basically locked in. You can't sell your coins. You have to wait it out. And by that time, the coin may have lost significant amount of value, which really is detrimental to your investments. And that's why for me, I made a clear decision not to lock up my coins anymore at all, because I want to stay flexible. Because as we know, one thing, crypto is highly, highly volatile and things can happen in an instant. And if they go down, I want to be flexible, right? I might want to transfer out of a coin. I might have a risky coin that, you know, potentially where I see might be going to zero. So I don't want to be stuck in it. So not being overly loyal into one particular investment class, but having options open. That's, I think, essentially what I'm saying, and very important learning lesson here. And that's why I keep coming back to Nexo, because this gives me the highest staking rewards at the moment. I'm getting 7% on my Bitcoin per year, paid to me daily, and that's paid in Nexo token. Again, I don't have to lock up anything. There's no lockup period in Nexo token or any other cryptocurrency. If I wanted to, I could basically sell my entire Bitcoin holdings within a matter of seconds and then transfer it back into my fiat account, dollar account, what have you. Or I could transfer my holdings into another exchange if I don't like Nexo anymore, which, who knows, maybe 2-3 years down the line, they also grow so much to a point where they have to reduce some of the benefits. And, you know, there's another exchange and I may want to transfer there, which, you know, is totally fine and totally easy. And that's what I love about crypto, because it gives you this opportunity. And once again, you don't want to be locked in the platform where you committed for 6 months, 8 months. You know, you want to have that option and flexibility, obviously. I mean, guys, look at this beautiful, beautiful city. Literally water everywhere. I mean, absolutely stunning. Loving it. If you want to learn more about Nexo, then check out the video over here. As they say in Swedish, tack tack, which basically is Swedish for thank you. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Give it a like, subscribe to the channel, it means the world to me. Stay healthy, get wealthy, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.